Hey, good morning, everyone. Thursday, welcome to my live broadcast here for Real Estate with Jose Miranda. Hey, Merry Christmas. The holiday season is here, and I first want to say Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you have a very blessed one. It is a time for celebration, a time for family, a time for gathering, and all that is all a part of being blessed to have a property, a home to spend quality time and have memories. And so that's what I do is real estate, and it's amazing that what we do in terms of putting people in homes, whether they're upgrading or it's a new home. Some people that we are putting into their properties just right before Christmas. One family in particular will be closing on the 20th, and then we have another one that will be closing just before that. But they'll be in their home, brand new, ready to go, ready to decorate their home right before Christmas. So that's amazing. I think that's going to be a time for them to create some memories. But today what I want to talk about is appraisals. And I always try to talk about something that I am actively going through, something that I am actively experiencing, so that it's always fresh on the mind, giving you some live examples. One property in particular this week. So actually, let me back up. As a seller, sometimes one of the conversations that I have with sellers is, do we get an appraisal before listing the property or not, right? It's you kind of have to do the math. I think a lot of it has to do whether you are challenging the market or not. I think with a market analysis, you can come really close to where you need to be, get you a nice price on there. But if you're challenging the market, you really have to understand how much you should be challenging the market, let's say testing the market, to see how much value we can get for your property. Now's the time to do that. So what you're finding is prices tend to be a little bit higher. Not all homes are selling because they're overpriced. Some of them are overpriced, and that's one of the key reasons why it won't sell. So what's important is for your realtor to be able to price your home properly, because if it's not selling, it's not compelling, as Tom Ferry would say. If it's not selling, it's not compelling, and most of the time it is going to be the price. That's the price point to look at. So whether you get an appraisal before listing your house or not, again, it is about, are you testing the market? How do you want to go into your negotiation? What power do you want to have? Sometimes if your appraisal comes in high and you're set, you know that that's market value and that's what you can ask for. And your realtor can sometimes list that in the comments for the other agents to be able to see, to understand that it's already been appraised at a certain level, so you won't get any lowball offers. Your realtor has to have that type of knowledge to be able to scoop up as many dollars for you as possible. So you have to talk to your realtor about that. I suggest it in the terms of when you are trying to get the best price possible in this market. For example, we had and I'm going to talk real live numbers, no properties involved, that I won't give you the property addresses, but real live numbers is, we had a property that I suggested that we would go out and get an appraisal for our sellers. I thought that was the best thing because we were really pushing the market. This house really, if you did a lot of the comps in the area, was really going to come out close to $200,000, $198 to be exact, as the top price that we could possibly get. But there was something about that property that I thought, the location, the way the market is, all the upgrades, all the detail work that was done at that property, I'm like, okay, we can possibly get more on this property. So the research again was closer to 210. I thought we could get closer to not 210, 200. I thought we can get closer to 215. So we went out and we actually got an appraisal. All right. We were going to list it before the appraisal was turned in, so we went high. We put it at 220. Okay, we put it at 220, hoping that it would appraise. Got it listed after we actually had received some offers on it already. Just a couple days later, the actual appraisal came in. And again, we were really shooting high. We listed it at 220. All the numbers said 200,000. So we got a full offer at 220 because that's how amazing this particular property was. And I knew that. First of all, I can tell you that my sellers were extremely happy to get an offer right at 220 right off the bat, because they were thinking in maybe the low 200s or something like that. So we're already talking about a $20,000 difference that we were able to scoop up for our sellers. So as the appraisal came in, it came in at 215. It came in at 215. We had a second appraisal that was done. That was our private appraisal. We had a second appraisal that was actually done by the buyers. And when it was done by the buyers, it actually came in at 216, which was amazing. That's the one we're going to go with. So again, from 200 to 216, we were able to win this, not a negotiation, but we were able to price it properly and get as much money we could for our sellers. So the key there was understanding that the market is hot, understanding the type of property, the condition, the upgrades, what is the level of that, and then the location and the desire for someone to live in that particular area. All those combined, we were able to get a total of $16,000 to $18,000 more than we originally thought by getting the appraisal, understanding our negotiation leverage that we had, but really with the numbers coming up, that is the highest price property in the entire 3-mile radius per square foot. And again, that's what I can do for you. That's how I work. Getting an appraisal, not getting an appraisal. Understand this, that when an appraisal is done, it's not always just about your property. It's about the comps around in your area. Other homes that are equivalent to your property, what have they sold for? And it's important for, here's the key thing that happened on one of our appraisals, because we went back and forth a few times, was some of the properties that were being used as comps were not really good comps. As a realtor, it was important for me to be able to have comps prepared that I use in order to get my pricing, right? So in speaking to the appraisers, they asked me which comps did I use. I was able to provide that for them. I saw some of the comps that they wanted to use, and they weren't exactly what I thought was right for this property. So I was able to point that out to them, and I think that's why we got the actual higher price point. So to get an appraisal, you should, if you're going to be testing the market, that way you can sell your property fast. You know exactly what your property is worth. It is documented. It is done by a professional that has done comps around there, and no one really can question that. When you get that price point, that's where it is. So understand that. The negotiation in terms of which comps to be able to use, most of the time an appraiser won't call you unless there's a particular question. We had a question on our appraisal. We were able to provide the comps to justify the price that we were asking for. Came in just a bit under, but it was still way more than what we had originally thought. So appraisers do a fantastic job. We thank you for the work that you do. Right now the market is challenging for them because of the way that everything is growing, but with the economy the way that it is, job growth and stability, prices are actually of homes continue to go up. So now's a fantastic time to sell. I can show you how you can scoop the most amount of dollars out of your property if that's what you're looking to do to sell. We're in the middle of December. No one's going to make up their mind this moment and say we want to sell. But if you are thinking about selling and it's something in January, February that you want to talk about, let's make an appointment now so that we can prepare for that. My number is 520-664-7610, JoseMirandaRealtor.com. I am here to answer any questions that you may have. I'm your real estate guy, and I can answer those questions whether you're buying or selling or investing. Merry Christmas to you all. Tune in again next week, and I'm sure between here and next week you have plenty more videos. Be blessed. Have a great day.